You are listening to Power Stance Gamers Podcast, the best place for quality tabletop banter. With your hosts, Jacob, Greg, and Muddy.
Alright, welcome listeners to the review episode of Power Stance Gaming. I'm your host, Jacob Connor, and with here tonight, I've got some pumped up dudes. Could be the amount of vodka.
Well, that's probably drunk, I would say.
Drunk?
Yeah,
I am
definitely.
Yoda.
Definitely drunk.
Mr. Muddy, how you doing tonight?
I'm feeling good.
Mr.
Are you
Greg?
sure?
I'm fired up.
Yeah?
I'm fucking gonna smash this shit out. Let's fucking
That's
do
an
it.
aggressive start to the podcast.
That's my kid's stuff you're trying to smash out there, just by the way.
Look at this sword.
Anyway, hello listeners.
Greg, how you doing?
Hi guys.
Alright, what are we reviewing today,
Pew pew.
Mr. Muddy?
40k Dark Imperium.
That's right. Instead of bringing you a whole game, what we thought we'd do is have a look at the latest box release coinciding with the release of 8th edition 40k, Dark Imperium. So, Greg, you've got some details for us, for the listeners?
Yeah, so manufactured by
Games Workshop.
Well done. Recommended retail price is $220 off their website, although Jacob and my good self got it for, I think, $175 from our mates at Emerald.
Emerald.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, big up Emerald.
In the house.
Number of players, I guess, recommended is probably 2. Is
With
where
this box, it's definitely 2.
Oh, with this box, certainly. The game in general, you could push it to 4, I'd say, 3-4.
Oh, yeah.
Multiplayer.
Multiplayer, no worries.
Yeah.
But we're not looking at the game itself.
No, we're looking
We're
at
going to
this
have to keep reminding ourselves that
introduction
the
box.
whole thing. We're
It's
looking at
too
the
big
introduction
not
box.
to get into it though, isn't it?
We'll
Like
talk
you
a little
really
bit
want
about
to.
the game.
The broader game.
But
the
what we
broader
want to do is
picture.
focus on our experience with this box.
Okay.
And let's start with the very first experience with this box.
Well, I
Greg?
think what's in the box?
Well, first thing, what
Yeah.
happens? The box arrives at your door.
Yep.
You rushed out the front like a little kid, like candied up, right?
My kids did.
You sent
I
them
did.
out.
If it's any consolation, I did.
You
that.
did?
Yeah, I got
and
very
your eyes were like buzzing out of their head,
excited.
right?
A little bit.
Alright, so you get the box inside.
Yep.
And you feel like a dirty gamer, and you're probably sitting on your bed right now.
Dirty gamer? What do you mean?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the neighbours might have seen you.
My bed's near the front door.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I was in my bedroom.
The people out the front might have seen you with the big box, and you open it
You should
up.
be loud
Now,
and proud
what
to be a
noise?
gamer.
What noise did it make? What sort of noise did it make?
Squeaky noise.
Was it like a squeaky one, or was
Yeah.
it one of those?
No, it was semi-squeaky, because it's a kiss.
And did it
It's a
have the
slipcase.
smell? Did it have the smell?
There was the smell.
There was a smell.
There's the new miniature smell, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because there are a lot of miniatures in this game.
But
Yeah,
before we
a
get to
lot.
miniatures, the way the box is presented, you've got they were in their sprue form.
Yep.
And then you had the books on top, these starter booklets
Yep.
type thing, which gives the fluff. So we've got the Death Guard fluff.
Yep.
We've got
So
the Primaris fluff.
Death Guard, so that's like Nurgle.
Nurgle
Marines.
Nurgle Marines,
Right.
stinky smelling
Yep.
Nurgle Marines.
Yep, so that's why the stink came from.
Then you've got the build instructions for... Not quite, but anyway. You got the build instructions for both in one booklet. You got some decals. You got the core rules in an A5 gateway
Fold-out, yeah.
fold out.
Oh, nice.
It's an interesting
Nice
little thing.
small writing.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the core rules when we get into a bit more depth.
You got a 12-inch ruler. Some people don't need that. And then you get this...
He loves his dick jokes, doesn't he?
you got this ridiculously big fluff book,
With
which
rules in
is with rules in
With
the
some
back.
rules in it.
With some rules, which, to be honest, I had to go hunting for and couldn't find them. The
Alright,
first
first question
it.
is...
Start. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
can I-
No, you go.
no,
You're running the
I
show.
want to know how many skulls are in that book.
Do you know, there's actually been a toning down of the skulls.
I want to know, has anyone in the 40k universe counted how many skulls are in that rule
That's an
book?
interesting
You know,
question.
I don't
I wonder if
wanna-
any of our listeners out there can answer that.
I
Yeah.
don't want to label 40k players, but I think even they've got better things to do with their time than count skulls.
Surely not.
What I do want to talk about the book, and we'll talk about the miniatures in a sec, but this rulebook is
Fluff book.
Okay.
Does it get the Stellar Award?
The 40 Warhammer 40k 8th edition book, whatever you want to call it, is just gorgeous.
It gets the Stellar Award.
It's amazing.
It is quality. Look, these
Quality is
guys,
there.
they produce
Hardback.
quality. Yeah,
Hardback
colour,
books.
beautiful imagery.
I was surprised it was in there. Like, I didn't read anything about what was in the box,
You
apart from it was Death Guard
Thought
and
you were
Primaris.
probably going to get something like, say, an Island of Blood type
Yeah,
setup.
100%,
Yeah,
yeah.
Look,
I mean, you did get your little A5.
you got that as well, though,
As
but
well
as
as, yeah.
well as the main rulebook. Like, they haven't skimped on the rulebook at all,
No.
and it's a beautiful book.
So just some facts. So there's over 276 pages. In fact, the 276th page is the appendix, which is full of stuff. So of that 276, the rules in inverted commas begins, I would say, probably at page 168. So you've got 168 pages of pretty much fluff.
It's a coffee
Which
table.
is brilliant.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Because
That's
they can
amazing.
fit the rules on 10 A5 pages. Because I'm
That's
holding
because
that
the
in my
writing's
hand
really
now.
small, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, then 10 A3s if you're an old man. Okay?
Yeah.
Look, you want me to blow it up for you? I'll take it to work and put it in the
I
coffee.
like the fact that the you don't need a lot of rules to play the basic mechanics of a game.
No,
to me,
I-
overloading it with tons of special rules is because you've maybe written bad rules.
So, and I just, again, the artwork in the books is just astounding. It's next level stuff.
Yeah,
It's-
it is. It's
But gamers are starting
Top
to
of the
respect
game.
that. If you're buying these hardback rulebooks,
you know you're getting it.
you want that good stuff in them.
Yep.
And if I had a 270-page book that was just full of rules, I'd be worried.
How
For
would you
one.
even remember them?
And two, it's way too much. So, look, I'm a huge fan of the book. If you don't love your fluff, though, and there are gamers out there. Oh no, don't look at me like that, Muddy.
I know
There
some
are
people
gamers
out there
that
yep,
don't. You
they
can
just want to roll dice and kick
literally
your teeth in.
throw me your extra rulebook.
Yep.
And pick up your little A5 sheet, and bam, off you go.
Yep.
You are good to go.
Oh, we also forgot there's awesome red dice, which seem to roll nothing but 5s and 6s.
Oh, so these will be in your little dice box in no time.
My little white ones are being retired, and they're getting upgraded to
Shit,
red
these
ones.
must
We'll
be
talk about
good.
that. In fact, you know what I'm going to do?
A review game. later
I'm
on.
going to be a real good dad. I'm going to give my white dice, which are collectible, I would say, to my kids. And
I
take
thought
these
we were going to
red
have a
ones.
contest. I thought he was going to give his lucky dice to
Greg's
some of the
lucky dice.
fans, some of the listeners out there.
Oh, I couldn't possibly do that because I would never want to verse them.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Get my game breaking.
We just make sure they play different systems.
So we'll talk about our dice rolls later on, I think, Greg, when we get into the game.
Yeah,
So that's the rulebook. Obviously, that's a huge fourth part
fluff
of
book.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one. But then the next thing is once you get over your initial joy and squealing about the rulebook, is you get the miniatures. Muddy,
Man, they're pretty damn good, aren't they?
You just gotta start sitting and go pew pew.
I'm literally putting them on the board, about to literally start pew-pewing. I was actually really intrigued to see the, what are we calling the new big Marines again? Primaris. Just how much bigger they are than the regular guys. And you've got these, are these the Nurg, like, plague bearers? What are we calling them?
yeah,
Poxwalkers,
Poxwalkers, is
Yeah.
it? Okay, and I'm just comparing like a Poxwalker against. Is this like a Centurion or something?
that's the captain.
That's the captain. Okay, and he is a beast.
He's a big dude.
Oh, now and they look really good. You'd want to be good.
Is
at
that
it.
your final review? Oh, they look really good. Or...
But mate, I'm big.
Put your Necrons up against it. Just get a Necron.
Oh, that's a good
Necron,
point. Wait up.
Necron normal dude.
Wait up.
yeah,
I'll
just
just.
a warrior.
All right,
Yeah.
wait up. Can I?
Feed it out. Feed it out. So while Marty's gone, what a tosser.
Oh,
Eh?
he's such
Seriously.
a wanker. And even when he's drunk, he's a nightmare. He's just... Honestly. Oh, he's back.
All right. Yeah.
So, side by side by warrior.
Yeah, he's a fucking. He's a head taller, and he's just a beast. He is loaded up.
And then 32mm bases as well, which helps.
Are they 32 or 40?
No, 32.
Nah, he's on a 40.
Oh, is he the captain?
Yeah.
He's on 40.
Yeah, sweet.
The Primaris ones are 32. The normal ones.
Oh, so that's a Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, look, all that extra armor.
I suppose it's worth mentioning in the box. You've got
No, that one's a bit smaller.
3 different
No,
types.
he's a lieutenant. Should be on 40.
You've got 3 different types of marine in the box. You've got your assault marines, or whatever they're called now.
Yep.
Jump packer dudes.
Interceptors.
That's it. Then you got your intercessors.
Yep.
Which are your normal tactical inverted commas style marines. They're all box of tricks.
Yep.
And then you've got your shooty gun plasma dudes. What are they called?
Shooty gun plasma dudes. I think that's their official title.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Hellblasters.
Hellblasters. There you go. So you got 3 different types. Then you've got a captain, and then you've got 2 lieutenants.
2 lieutenants. Yep.
Yep.
And the ancient with the standard.
Yeah. Right. Okay. And then for the Death Guard, we've got like a plague droney 3. I don't know what you would call them. 3 drone flying thing.
Yeah, it's a really interesting mix between a drone and a maggot. I think is or a slug.
Yeah.
Or something. It's gross, but pretty cool.
Fated bloat drone.
It's mechanical disgustingness.
Yeah.
And then you get 20 poxwalkers. You get 5 plague marines, which are the Death Guard dudes.
And this is
the
someone.
boss.
That's the character.
He's a Death Guard boss.
Right.
He's not a named character.
He's not okay.
He looks like Typhus a little bit though, doesn't he?
Oh yeah,
And
he's
carrying a big wielding axe. Good pick up on the names there.
Yeah.
And then you've got a dude with a bell, who's again not a named special character, but he's just
cool mini.
he's a buffer. He gives buffs to the dudes.
Oh right,
And
by
then you
ringing
got-
his bell.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you got a psyker, which is the guy throwing the noxious fume of
Yep.
gas.
So the good thing I like about the miniatures in the box set, yes, they look fantastic, but they fit in every sort of aspect of the game, apart from there's no vehicles, obviously.
Yep.
Okay. So
Oh well, you got the plague drone thing.
Yeah.
does he count as a vehicle?
Is that?
Yeah.
It does.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
But he also flies, so he comes with his own sort of special rules around that too. So you get a really good mix from this box, all the different roles you might have on the battlefield for your units, and across the 2 different armies. So while they're quite matched, well matched, they have very different approaches to how they
They're completely
play the game.
opposite.
Yeah.
And you kick my ass because they are well matched to an extent.
Yeah, but I think we sort of come at that game different ways.
Yeah.
And I think we'll get onto that when we talk about the game later.
Is this something that comes about with? Because this is an intro box. Intro box and starter boxes aren't always necessarily balanced in terms of gameplay. It's more about getting lots of miniatures into the box, as many as they can, to give some sort of
53.
variety. Yeah,
In total.
rather
The
than necessarily balancing it out.
If we go back to the miniatures, they are some of the nicest miniatures I reckon GW put out.
Which is crazy when you think about it, because you're always thinking, I don't know about you guys, but I sometimes think, oh, the miniatures can't get any better than this, surely.
Yeah.
And then someone just keeps getting them better.
I must admit, I really like the Death Guard. It wasn't until we were playing our game, about to play our game, and you messaged to say we were going to play that night, and I was short of a few Chaos Space Marines, the Death Guard dudes, so I had to quickly build them. And it wasn't until I started building them that I really took an appreciation of how awesome the Death Guard ones are. Like, I really like them. I'm glad.
I think you bring a really interesting point with building them, because I didn't use the instructions.
Yeah, neither did I. I didn't even look at them.
Didn't need
So this
them.
stuff went together really
They
well?
fit together so well.
Yeah.
There's only,
Yeah.
and I can think of on the interceptors and the jetpack guys, on 2 of them, the arm was a little dicky.
Yep.
And I had to hold it in place before the super glue set, basically.
That's it, though, out of 50.
But that's it. Everything else was
3
just
models.
click, like it just fit nicely. So
They're perfect.
nicely together.
Yeah, you can't complain. They're awesome. They just fit together so well.
Yeah.
My only criticism, and we talked about it that night, is that to me the Primaris Marines look great, and that to an extent. I was thinking about this after we played. GW have almost put themselves into a corner in that with the Space Marine aesthetic, they can only do so much with how they look. Now, yes, they've boosted these guys, right? They've made them taller, which is fine. But with the slightly change of the helmet and there's some design tweaks to the overall armor. But overall, I suppose my point is, there's only so much you can do with the aesthetic. Okay, I take that. That's fine. But with the poses, I still think the poses are pretty ordinary. I said this at the time. Where's your kneeling Space Marine? Where's your Space Marine lying down? Are they all have to be standing up?
Yes, they do, because they're Space Marines. It's their shtick, you know. They don't go prone.
No.
They would be taking cover.
No, they don't.
Look at all look at their armor on them.
They just walk forward and pump fire into you.
I still think the poses are very static and very...
I disagree. I think these are some of the more dynamic Space Marine poses that we've got.
They're more dynamic than what we've seen in the past. But I still think these guys are 5 years behind some of the other stuff that's out there.
This guy doesn't give a rat's ass. He doesn't even have a helmet on. That's how much he has faith in the Emperor.
Yeah. Yeah, I just look in a different way. I just think from all the competition that's out there.
Oh, I know what you're going with. You're going with the Corvus Bell.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, but I know that's what you're thinking. Corvus Bell don't have that much power armor on their guys either to try and create the movement. I don't know how much movement you can put into a miniature that's got that much armor on them.
I don't know. I'm just a bit sick of seeing and certainly with the captain as well. And I get it. I understand why with the sword in the air, and even the captain that was just released or up for pre-order in the Librarian, like that captain, to me, there's nothing earth-shatteringly amazing about it. Like to me, I'll be blunt. The Space Marines, I don't buy into it. The Death Guard, I do. I love the Death Guard. I think they're really cool.
Again, we're gonna have to disagree on this because I think they look fantastic.
The Death Guard looks even more static than the Space Marines.
I think it's the fact the more the Death Guard are more, you can look at it and go Nurgle straight away. Like it's Nurgle, and that. Previously, it hasn't.
But I mean, you look at the Space Marines and go, Space Marines.
Yeah, it's pretty hard not to.
As you said, they've defined their aesthetic so tightly that it's hard to break. I
think what the point I'm making is the Chaos stuff previously was just stick a few pointy bits on it and that was Chaos.
Yeah.
Whereas now they're trying to differentiate. They're trying to differentiate, and I can see where they're going. They're going to bring out probably 4 different armies for each of the 4 gods if Slaanesh still exists. If it doesn't, then it'll be 3 armies for 3 of the current Chaos gods. I can see where they're going, and I like it, because it's defining more so what is Chaos. Because at the moment, I think Chaos is a bit lost. So to see this, I think it's great.
I think one thing I really liked about the miniatures, Space Marines in particular, because that's what I know really with 40k, is that some of the poses on the Marines are sort of throwback a little bit to classic poses of other Marines. There's a lieutenant with the power sword and the power pistol, just in that classic sword raised, pistol aimed. Like, and people go, oh, it's stale, but it's like, it's what you expect from it. And I think we might be arguing the same point here, that I'm looking at this going, that's what I want from a Space Marine. And you're going, I've seen it before, give me something new.
You want the classic look.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, whereas I want something a bit more newer and dynamic.
Yeah.
But I think overall, I'd give the miniatures, I'd give them 5 dice.
I'm giving them a big tick, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've seen them, guys, and like just literally right now, and I'm looking at them going, yeah, that's pretty good.
I have to give it 4 because I'm
4.
Yeah, I think the Primaris could have gone that little bit further.
4 is still really high.
Yeah, because they are. Like, you can't knock the quality. Like, it's amazing quality.
Yeah,
you're talking plastic miniatures. It's freaking excellent. The sculpting, everything. The mold lines. All really well hidden. They're just, they'll be a dream to paint.
And they are, because I painted one and it looked good. So if I can make something look good, I think that's pretty impressive there. And what we're chucking dice about, I'm going to give 5 dice to the rulebook as well. I think it's a fantastic example of what we should expect from a published
major game company's rulebook.
Yeah, I think this is where the bar is.
That's the benchmark.
Yeah.
Good luck everyone trying to keep up with it though.
Malifaux, you need to go hardback. Red miniatures.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg's holding back again. Look at him.
Again,
he's cranky old man over here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm stuck with the fluff book. I'd probably give it a 4. I think the artwork's a 5. Don't get me wrong. The
Yeah.
artwork is amazing. It really is.
So what's it lacking for you? Like, what's holding it back from 5?
I don't know. I think the fact that my first impression was whenever I opened it was, where's the rules?
Yeah.
Like, I literally had to read the contents to go, oh. And even then, I'm like, are these really the rules? Like, I just didn't get it.
Hey, is that because you're coming from a very rules-heavy game in Infinity?
No, I don't think so. I think I was expecting, I guess, and this is probably only me that would think this, the first proper 40k rulebook I bought was, I think, 5th ed, and it was pretty much identical to that, but there was a lot more rules in it. It was an even balance, if that made sense.
Yeah.
So to sort of get to the back, and the reason why I wanted that was for the rules, not for the A5 sheet. I wanted
The
lots of-
rules.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I see where you wanted rules. You open up this big book,
Yeah.
and there's not a lot of rules in it. So, Greg, I don't think Greg wanted a whole bunch of source
yeah,
material.
I didn't need the fluff.
Um,
I know the fluff.
But that's the standard G-dub thing. Like,
well, not in recent. Not in
well,
recent
you look at the
sets
Warhammer
or
rulebook.
Hey,
intro
look at your
sets.
8th ed book. You've only
You
got
go
50
look at
pages of
the-
rules in 8th ed.
yeah.
No, but don't get me wrong. The Battle for Black Reach, which was the last starter set, intro set that I bought for the kids. It didn't have. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it didn't have the same amount of fluff. It was the little.
It didn't have any fluff.
It was the rule book, the A5 rule book, and here you go, here's the minis. Off you go, and here's a starter booklet.
Yeah.
Get into it now. And I guess maybe that's what my beef is, that this isn't a starter set. This is an intro to the game. This is for people like us,
Absolutely.
yeah. But not for what I wanted to get the kids, if that makes sense, because I could just go, here you go, knock yourself out. There's like a starter booklet that gets you going.
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think this box
is not a
for
starter set.
introducing people to the game.
No.
In the way that a pure starter box would be.
Yeah.
This is to get you excited about playing 40k again if you haven't played it for
Which
a while.
makes sense, because that's why they brought out starter boxes. Now, had I known that they were bringing out starter boxes, I would probably not have bought this, and I would have bought one of the starter boxes.
But can you slag the rulebook off because it's not what you thought you were getting?
Possibly that's my fault, but I still... you called it a rule book, but it's not. It's a fluff book. It's not a rule book.
Okay.
but it's got all the rules for 40k in it.
As it currently stands.
So it is the only
Single
rule
source
book.
of truth.
Well, and the
And the
core
FAQ.
rules.
And the FAQ.
Yeah.
That's just been released.
I don't know. I just think it kind of feels like to me it's like almost like you got Island of Blood, right? But the main rulebook,
Came
for-
with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
which would have been a massive sell point for probably a lot of other people getting into Warhammer at the time.
Although that's not quite correct, because the big fantasy rulebook that I think all of us bought. Did you buy it?
Yeah.
We all bought, right? So we all bought that book. It had a ton of modelling stuff in the back. That doesn't. It had like heaps of conversions, and the big 8th ed book had everything in it. It had massive battles at the back. It had heaps of scenarios. It was all encompassing of everything to do with fantasy as a hobby. That's just a means to sell you Eldar, Orcs, Necrons. You know, if you're new to the game 40k, all that is a big sales pitch to get you into different armies. That's the way I view it. Yep.
Alright. So that's the contents of the box. The only other thing I want to bring up about it is who actually uses the rules in it?
The A5 rules?
No, the rulers.
Oh, rulers! We did?
Yeah,
Oh,
you did. Then you went, oh shit, nothing in this game is 12-inch range. It's freaking useless. I think I gave you mine.
Wait up! I think
pointless.
I think I see some eraser marks here. He's been fudging those lines again.
It is actually pointless.
Like, I remember playing one Warhammer Fantasy player that used the red whippy sticks
Yeah.
that came in the starter box, and I just think, oh god,
Just get a tip measure, man.
that's it. No, your trebuchet shoots. Oh, how many
Red sticks.
cheeky whippy sticks?
But this is the difference between what we were saying before with the intro and starter box. It's almost like they have to put it in there, but they can't exactly put in a 48-inch tape. Yeah, they're better off. You know what? Why don't they just put in increase the cost by $2-3 or something.
Put in a little.
And put in a goddamn Games Workshop tape measure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair call.
Well, because it wouldn't be $2 or $3, they'd raise it by 25.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, maybe that's why they didn't. Yeah, this is probably like 5 cents.
You wouldn't get it that it actually only cost them $2 to make the tape measure.
Yeah, fair call.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so a little observation there from me. Otherwise, I think it's a good piece of kit. The red dice. Yeah. Take them or leave
You know what?
I love them.
Yeah, because they roll 5s and 6s.
I dare you to roll them.
They didn't roll
Yeah?
ones.
Yeah, roll.
I'll
roll
dirty
ones,
them up,
yeah,
won't
go
you?
on.
Oh, fucking hell.
Guarantee it's a 5.
Fine
5
motor
and
skills
1.
aren't working
5 and
here.
6.
Alright.
This is live in PSG.
Ugh.
Roll some dice. Just roll one, not them all. Can't work out.
Oh, the average. How many dice are in there?
Alright,
12.
okay.
Is it 12?
There's going to be lots of 5 6s. Don't
Oh,
roll
no.
when you stand.
Can I put
Do not roll
Can I
when you
crutch
stand.
rub this?
No.
I can't do a
Don't roll when you
warnie.
dirty cocktail stand.
Oh. Alright, so there's... Alright, so we got 4, 5... Oh no, there's another 5. So that's 5.
Well, look at all those failed power armor saves.
There's a lot of ones. There's
Look at
3.
all those
There's
failed
3
power
ones.
saves.
So that's pretty...
It's odds on.
That's pretty much
Maybe a
average.
little bit more than average.
Yeah.
As in 5 6s.
But maybe I didn't put
Thank you
enough...
very much.
Maybe I
Thank you
didn't put
very
enough
much.
shoulder into it.
And plus, you know, yeah.
I didn't put enough effort into it. You
The,
get...
the owner didn't roll them.
Yeah.
If the owner had rolled them.
No, like you said, you know, I didn't put enough effort in, so I got what I deserved.
I like this dice.
So while we're talking about rolling dice, let's talk about our intro game.
You are listening to Power Stance Gamers. And now, this.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, let's
To
hear
say
about
the
this,
least.
because I wasn't here, I wasn't there.
You were working.
I wasn't
unfortunately.
invited. They told me to fuck off. So who played who?
Well, myself, Jacob, played
No, but you played as...
Primaris Marines.
Alright, so Jacob's Marines, you got the Nurgle?
Yeah, man.
Alright.
You wouldn't want to come anyway because there was only one painted miniature on the table.
Oh,
You've got
yeah, it would have been hideous. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, well, it's, you know, you've just got in the box, so I can understand it.
Alright.
Alright, I'll give you that. Okay, so,
we
was there a
selected,
mission?
Yeah, we just did one of the...
Is this one of the missions that comes with
Yeah.
the box, like at the starter type
No,
thing,
no.
or did you do
It was-
an actual rule
we
book?
pulled a rulebook mission out.
Alright.
So we played... it wasn't a Maelstrom of War mission. It was an Eternal War mission. So in the rulebook they divided them into 2 branches. Maelstrom of War kind of represent missions that have dynamic conditions that can change at every turn.
Okay.
So you kind of... and that's where those objective cards we talked about in the last episode come in handy, where you draw on new stuff and you have your main thing, but the secondaries kind of change as well.
Yep.
The Eternal War ones are much more like your traditional 40k missions.
Traditional, yeah, I like traditional though.
So we played No Mercy, and that's basically just kill everything.
Okay, right, so
victory
simple.
points for dead units.
Yeah.
All of the Eternal War missions have victory points for first unit destroyed, having a unit in the enemy's deployment zone.
Yep.
And killing the
General or
the
something?
general. Or,
Yep.
what do they call him? Warlord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So, like, it was a pretty brutal game. But it was a good intro, because it was just nothing fancy, just kill
You're
stuff.
not too worried about trying to figure out the objective of the game, because the objective of the game is just to kill shit,
Kill stuff,
which is
yeah.
pretty easy, obviously, to figure out.
We
So, yeah.
used the straight starter box content,
Yep.
which came roughly 950-ish points.
So, did you guys use the point system, or did you use the power system?
We did use the point system, but on reflection, for pickup games to you guys, I don't see the point. If we've got simplified power points,
Yep.
why not just use them? Why do I have to count every bolt gun? Because you do have to count every bolt gun.
Is there a, have you worked out the math to this, as in regards to points to power? Yeah, okay.
Because you'd need to get all the indexes. and
Yeah,
work
okay.
backwards,
Alright.
but I think it works out. I think my rough math was maybe 70 power points compared to 900 army points.
Okay.
I know one
right.
I'd rather count.
Yep.
So,
Okay. Okay, well that may be... Okay, alright. So, you set up, you both had to kill shit.
Yep.
Did anyone have any weird deployment things with stuff dropping down, or reserve type deployments?
Yeah, I took the intercessors,
Yep.
the jump marines, and they started off the board.
Okay.
Plus, I actually read today that my warlord could have teleported in, which would have been super useful.
That
So
would've been
you had the
interesting.
big Nurgle
Reading-
Warlord. Now, he'd be a bit of a beast in combat, right?
Yeah, he didn't make it to combat.
Is that because you didn't teleport him in?
That's because he got shot off the board before
Yeah.
he could get into combat.
So, some interesting things about our game is that we should, and the listeners probably already know this, is Greg's a big Infinity player.
Okay,
so Greg kind of played a little bit like Infinity.
So he just sat there and...
Well, there's a few things
maybe,
where like...
Or maybe I played like an ex-high elf player. And
you ran from one side of the town to the other side of the town.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
One of the
I can see where this is going.
To get, and this affected both of us, is the cover rule.
Yep.
You get cover when your entire unit is within a terrain piece.
Yep.
That's it. So
there's not most of the unit.
No, if you've got one dude hanging his dick out the edge of the crater,
that's too...
no cover for you.
Okay.
You can always put the first wound on him, and suddenly your unit has cover.
Yep.
So it kind of works a little bit. But there was a situation where Greg's like looking down line of sight. He goes, "Oh, I think more than 50% of that guy is out of line of sight." And I'm like,
"Oh, he pulled out that little
shit."
Did you pull out that little silhouette card?
No. Jacob read the rules and said,
you did
"There's
use
no
the
such
term
thing.
silhouette."
There's no such thing as 50%. I'm like, okay.
So it sounds like Greg was having a few adjustment issues.
So
the other thing I did was, and it was completely my mistake, I didn't, number one, read the Nurgle rules, which is always useful, and number two...
That's a theme in these games, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't realise that there were close combat. Like, their Nurgle is 100% close combat. This particular force is all close combat.
So essentially...
Shooting-wise, I may as well have been shooting bloody peas at
your
James.
template, or not the template weapon, the flamers on your drone.
The drone, yeah, but then, like I said, 9-inch thing.
9 inches, though. Yeah.
So it's short range, but very effective.
But it's also pretty good in close combat. Well, it's okay in close combat. But yeah, this miniatures in the box set are 100% close combat oriented.
Yep.
And I sat back trying to shoot, thinking that we're Space Marines, thinking that, yeah, of course I can shoot. Not really.
But they're all infected.
Yeah, but they're still Space Marines. They're still, even though they're Chaos Space Marines, they're still supposed to be. I thought they'd be good, but no.
Yeah.
So it's just me being crap at the rules, basically, and Jacob being very good with the rules.
Well, it wasn't that you crap at the rules. You didn't read the rules.
I didn't read them. No.
There's a difference there. Alright, so you tried playing Infinity, and you got taught a lesson in 40k.
Yeah. Also, it was daunting facing the guys with plasma guns, whatever they're called again. Hellblasters.
Yeah.
Far
You were
out.
pretty scared of them.
They were insane.
Yeah.
Like, facing them in rapid fire, which is essentially they don't move, they get to rapid fire.
No, if you're within half the weapon
or half
range,
the weapon
you
range.
shoot twice.
So I was thinking in
You
my
get an
mind,
extra shot.
how am I going to get into close combat when it's going to be at least one turn I'm going to be sitting there with my dick hanging out? I'll just get shot to shit.
Can you teleport into combat?
No, I don't.
With a good roll, you could.
If my guys, when they drop down, they come down, no issue.
Yeah.
They just pull
9
out
inches. 9 inches
the
away
board,
from.
minimum 9 inches away from your opponent. So if you wanted to
Can
charge
you
in the
move
charge phase,
You can charge in the charge phase.
Because
I'm not 100% sure on this. I couldn't see where it said you couldn't.
Yep.
And I assume with the streamlining rules, you're saying you can.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean.
We're not saying you can't.
But I'm not. Yeah. So, but you'd need to roll because when you charge,
you roll
charging
dice.
is a separate phase. So you move phase, you shoot phase, and you charge phase.
But then you've got a piling in phase as well. So
So you've got to roll, and one model from your unit has to be within 1 inch of an enemy.
Yep.
So if you're 9 inches away, you've got to roll 8 on that charge.
Yep.
Which is slightly better than average.
Yep. But it's totally doable.
Yeah,
it's doable. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then charges, as Jacob said, they're so you move, like, so in the sequence you move, which is your normal movement, which is on your stat card.
Yep.
Then you do your psychic phase, then you do your shooting phase, then you do your combat, and then you can roll 2d6, which is your charge range.
Yep.
And guess what? I screwed that, and I would have got into combat with Jacob's force.
Yep.
And it would have been a bit more balanced, but I failed my charge, and I think I needed a 7. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, 7, yeah.
7, and I rolled 6. It's like, what? And then Jacob told me up. I was all within his effective range for rapid fire.
You would have got a standard shoot, basically, response.
Yeah, everyone
6
gets
is to
standard
hit.
shoot.
Yep.
And it's just 6 to hit.
Yep.
So that's why the auto-hitting template weapons are so good.
Get you past the 6s.
Yeah,
Right.
and it makes sense. If you're charging a flamethrower, you're going to eat some heat.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, it makes sense.
But on the streamline rules were so user friendly, very user friendly.
So, talking about the rules, alright, you got towed up because you didn't read the rules, but after playing the game, did you walk away going, I really like these rules, like I like that streamlinedness, or did you walk away going, that's not Infinity?
No, I think I like the streamlinedness. Like there's no templates, for example. I just struggle with the cover thing, and I think even Jacob was sort of struggling with that. Like 40K is not a game where you have tons of cover. You generally have 6, 7 at most.
I'm
terrain
thinking
pieces.
back to looking at games I've seen played with open tables, and like you're kidding yourself if you think you can play this edition on an open table.
Well,
But
that's...
I don't know whether that's the same as other editions or not.
Ex-
You need to have,
Yep.
I would say, 2 or 3 line of sight blocking terrain pieces on the board to give you something.
Is that where this game is going, though? They're
I mean, I
basically
don't think you
pushing
need
more
heaps
terrain
of
for
it.
the board.
I just think you need some line of sight blockers. You
40K
can't just rely on area terrain.
40K has always needed line of sight blocking terrain. That's why Cities of Death was such a popular expansion, because it gives substantial height to the board as well as decent terrain blockers. I remember when I played Orcs, playing 5th edition, I rocked up. It was a G-Dub store, and there were 2 tables. One table was awesome with terrain, the other table not so awesome. Played a Tau player and lasted 1 turn. I just got shot off the board. And he was like, oh yeah, it was a good game. I'm like, well, I never really got a chance because there was nothing stopping any of your weapons shooting my guys in my deployment zone. So it's,
So do you think this is going to force more terrain on the board? Because do you think Warhammer 8th edition kind of made more terrain pop up on the board? And I'm wondering if this is going to be something similar.
Line of sight
Yeah.
terrain board.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the same. Again, I didn't play a lot of 6th or 7th.
Yep.
But I know in 5th ed, we rarely had line of sight blocking terrain in the middle of the board.
Yep.
We'd have lots of area terrain, and we'd have lots of stuff that you get cover from. But we never had anything that sort of stopped you seeing the enemy or having the enemy see you.
Yep.
You're always sort of facing off over a reasonably flat field.
Yep.
And I think that's definitely you couldn't play the game like that.
Yeah.
And in our game we did have, I put 3 line of sight blocking terrain pieces out.
That was good.
But it's just you still had to come around them at some stage.
And then get shot shit.
Yeah. So I think, as I said, I think this is not going to be reflective of what the armies are like when they get their codexes. Obviously, it's just a little snapshot of all the little pieces, and maybe might be balanced point-wise, but not on an army level, maybe on a model level, if that makes sense. But I don't know. It's so hard to tell from just what we played.
One thing I would say, sorry to butt in.
Yeah.
Was 2 things actually. I think I find combat still a mess, to be honest. I know.
Really?
Yeah, and I was chatting to Money afterwards after we played our game. I think 40K has always struggled with close combat. I remember way back in since Rogue Trader days.
Yeah.
They've all 2nd edition always struggled with the concept of combat. And I just find, and again going back to when we had that game, if I played orcs, if I'm dealing with a 30 orc mob,
Yeah.
trying to get that into combat and then adding up, doing the 3-inch measurement and then trying to work out who's in, who's not, and then what weapons they've got. I just find that would just.
Do you want me to feel sorry for you for playing
give
a
me such a
30
sore
orc
head.
mob?
But then it's supposed to be a streamlined edition. It's supposed to be. That's what my point. It's the combat I find is still a bit clunky.
Yeah, I think this is, and again, maybe I'm coming at it with some rose-tinted glasses, but I think this makes a lot more sense combat-wise. You've got, it's simple.
It is more simplified. It is more simplified, but I just still, my criticism is in 40K combat in general, not necessarily. It's all over all editions, including this one.
Yeah. But this one removes your initiative.
It does. It makes it
like it's okay. Who's within an inch of the enemy? They can fight. Who's within an inch of them? They can fight. What weapons they're using? Roll them up. Hit, save, wounds. Done. Off you go. And then your enemy's turn, kind of thing. Like
another thing I like is the Power Fist. Is in previous editions, I'm not too sure about the 7th ed. I didn't play that, but in previous editions, combat has just been a means to get a power fist into combat. It's been your power fist delivery system. So for orcs, for example, if you had 30 dudes, you're pretty guaranteed your power fist got in there because that was the one thing that was going to do damage, and you had enough wounds to soak it all up, so your power fist guy would actually kill something. Whereas this edition, power fist is just like a plus 3 or plus 4. What was your
W strength?
Yeah, or W strength, whatever
Yep.
it was. But at least you had an armor save. I think from the previous editions you didn't get an armor save.
Well, it depends on your armor because it's AP neg 3 or something.
That's right. Power fists seem to have been toned down. So in previous editions, it was all about me getting my orc warlord into combat. So it would have enough of a mob around him. So the dudes, probably bite it, but then the power fist got the hit, and power fists were always last because of initiative value. Whereas with this, and everything automatically died with power fists. Whereas with this, you still get an armor save, even though it's a neg 3 or whatever.
Yep.
At least you get an armor save, and it's not as game breaking, or it doesn't seem to me as powerful as what it once was.
I liked the way that with the captain with his power fist and his sword, is you can go, right, I'm going to make 3 attacks with my power fist and 2 attacks with my sword, or whatever. Like, that was an interesting way to do it, rather than just saying you have to choose the one weapon for all your attacks. I thought that was good.
And he told me up too, like he was a boss in combat.
Oh, he's a Space Marine captain. He should be able to fight. Yeah. And that's what I felt with the characters. I felt like, if he's got 6 wounds and
he's a tank.
6 attacks and he's hitting on 2s, like, it was good. It felt like he was actually an incredible warrior from the far future.
You smashed me, and we didn't talk about your dice.
Yeah.
Your dice were atrocious. His dice were appalling.
How did you lose?
My dice are always atrocious.
And my dice were, I was pretty good. They seemed to be rolling better odds than... I was getting more 5s and 6s than 1s and 2s.
Because you kept bringing your guys back with that Nurgle.
Yeah, the festering Nurgle thing.
Where they just ignore the wound.
Yeah.
So you were ignoring wounds.
So get my armor save, and then it gets... Yeah, then you get like a
Nurgle save, essentially. Yeah.
I got smashed.
What happened?
We played different styles of game. I think I went in playing 40k, and it took Greg a little while to find his feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
So...
I just, they didn't play as... I just got the army wrong. I thought they could shoot, and they were close combat. That's what it boiled down to.
Okay.
If I had a different game, I would just charge forward now.
And your general never got to combat either.
Yeah, and teleport my general in.
But that's what you do. You just run your bloat walkers as a screen in front of your plague marines. Because your line of sight's that simple. Can I shoot through the models? No, you can't. So you got to shoot the closest enemy. Yeah.
Which so then you just use these guys as cannon
shield.
To get your power fist. You could almost play it like the old edition then.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
You'd use them as a
or
delivery system for the
flying maggoty thing, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Look, in summation, the rules, they're not groundbreaking. They're nothing new. If you played 40k before, you're going to pick this up in a heartbeat. Yeah. But what they've done is they've cut out a lot of the crap. And that's coming from someone that's not a 40k player. So I don't know whether they've cut out the stuff that people are going to be up in arms. I can't believe they took that out. But for me, as someone returning to the game, this has actually made me really keen for more 40k. In fact, I may even play 40k on the Saturday at the premiere event.
Ooh,
so this is
really
this
the Battle for Chaos. Is that right?
Battle for Chaos. I think that's the event title. Because I just I don't really want to play ITS Infinity, and that's about my only other option. So I was almost going to skip the Saturday, nurse a hangover,
straight to the beers,
and rock in for Sunday for the Infinity Team event. But I think for an extra $10 on my ticket, spend a day playing some 40k. What's the worst that can happen?
That's going to be on record too. That's on record.
End up at Bribey in the back of a police van.
Yeah, that's a friggin' awesome night's happening then. If that's what's to go.
Well, it sounds like it's done what it needed to do. Like the impression I got was that GW was basically trying to get this product back into people's hands who'd given the game up for a period of time. And
I think that's exactly what Dark Imperium box is
that
designed
sounds
to do.
like it's
Definitely.
worked.
I would agree with that. Yep.
So we're giving dice.
Well, I think
Are we doing dice on this one, or
oh, for sure, yeah.
you
it's
happy
a
to
review.
do dice on this? Well,
It's a
I
review.
haven't. So I haven't actually played it.
But you can see the contents.
I can review it on my want to... Now, is this playing my want to play this box set or just to play 40k?
Again, I don't know whether you want to play it or what. Maybe you just rate what's in the box rather than...
Oh, well, that...
Yeah,
you know what? They're both the same.
Yeah.
Because I think, like we've said in other reviews, we'll come back and review 40k again in a more general manner.
Once we get our codexes released and
Yep.
we've got our armies ready to actually play a full game.
Yeah.
I'm well keen
I'm ready. My
revisit.
stuff's already there, ready to go.
for your index.
I've got an index.
Alright.
Let's go. Mine's easy because my want to play the game and my impression of this particular box set here, I'm using my arms, which obviously no one can see, is the same. Look, I'm gonna. They've got me a little. I was just saying before that they're trying to get people that have not played possibly for a while to get back into the game. And look, if that's, I'm going to give it 5 just for that. My want to play this game, to at least try it, which is what they're trying to get me to do, is a 5.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing in this box set that I see here detracts any of that.
Even the floppy rulers.
The 12-inch floppy rulers.
That
do nothing.
Yeah, the rule is kind of lame, I've got to admit. But apart from really, that's
nitpicking now. If that's the best we can come up with is the rulers aren't great and my interceptor's arms didn't go on.
Yeah, out of 53,
great.
Was it 53 models or something?
Yeah.
I've just been putting together Malifaux models.
Well, that's how they drive you crazy. You actually
they're sexy models, but they are fiddly. So yeah, I think you could take that one on the chin.
I'm going to agree with you. I reckon 5 stars.
Yeah.
This kit, this is exactly what it's designed to do for me. The rulebook's incredible. The miniatures are incredible. The game is what it's got me back into wanting to play it. So I got to say, 5 stars.
Yeah, it seems like there's enough of it to remind you that it's still 40k.
Absolutely, it's
definitely
to the core.
But with the streamlining, it's enough of it not being the old 40k as well to make you go, you know what? I can just throw it on and I don't know. There's not as much rules mechanics to get all lost in. You can just kind of throw it on and have fun. Gregster, what's your thoughts, mate? Because this is the interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
Here we go. Listen,
I'm a bit torn.
Oh, here we go. Everyone, better sit down for this. Here it comes.
But going back to what both of you have said, you've absolutely hit the nail on the head in that it's designed to get old players back into it. And as far as this intro box is concerned, it does that in spades. For me, I would say a 4 dice.
Yep.
It doesn't get the full 5. The miniatures are stellar. I think, it's a tough one. I want to give it 5 for the miniatures, but for a complete package, I would say it's 4 for me.
Oh.
Does that disappoint you?
I'm never going to get 3 5s, are we? I thought this could be a 3-5.
I actually thought it would be.
Yeah, no.
But Greg's not sold on
He's not sold.
the fluff book.
It might be because I beat him, and that's pretty rare.
Look,
It's not
actually,
hard at all.
let's examine this. Every game that Greg seems to lose at, he doesn't want to give it a good
Oh,
review.
come on.
No way, man.
No way.
And you went out and bought Malifaux because you won. So
I know. And then you towed me up. I don't want to play it.
Yeah, you don't play anymore.
Nah.
You haven't played since, have you?
Nah. I'm still painting them. I actually finished off another 2 today, so just got the big guy to go.
sweet.
And I started reading the fluff, so
Ooh,
it's
okay.
happening.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, well, listeners, that's our view on the Dark Imperium box. We would love to hear your view, especially if you're a long-time 40k player.
I'd also, especially if you're a GW employee and wants to give us some free stuff.
Oh, there's that. Yeah.
To review, of course, like a starter set, for
It
example.
might have happened if we had got 3 5s.
3 5s. You can't shill their shit if you're not going to get on board, Greg.
I'm just being real.
All right, so check us out on Facebook. That's where the majority of the conversation happens. You can find our episodes on YouTube, on Podbean, You can subscribe there. Subscribe on iTunes if you want as well. Give us a review. Tell your mates about us. Have we made a Muddy on Twitter joke for a while? I don't think we have. Let's do that. Muddy's on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I'm on there.
And Greg's on Backpage. So we'll...
Greg's barely on Facebook.
So we'll leave it there. Fellas, thanks very much for that.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And good night.
Thank you for listening to Power Stance Gamers, the #1 place for tabletop banter. You know you love us. See you soon.
It's Eternal and Mix well on the track once again, killing it. T-Dot to Munch, we all connection, funk resurrection. Ha! Yeah. Once again.
It's a me, the Mario, and you're listening to Power Stance Gaming. Woohoo!
Sonic Boom!